Hey guys, it's me, Ellie, aka Looks from the Crypt. May is my birthday month, so we are doing a haul video of everything I bought during the month of May or received. My partner got me some movies for my birthday. I also naturally needed to treat myself and bought quite a few movies too. I got quite a bit of things from the MVD sale, so lots of Unearthed films, Wild Eye, and as just some other random shit I had been wanting in addition to some like anime. With that being said, grab a snack, grab a drink, and keep on watching if you want to see what I bought. This first movie here was heavily anticipated for its release. I know a lot of people were waiting for this one to come out, and that is The Sadness. I got mine's from Raven Banner, and cool slipcase, and also I'm a big fan of when the actual cover is different than the slipcase. If it's the same, I usually end up tossing them because I don't really see the point, but I was really excited for this one. I pre-ordered this maybe like a month or two ago. I've been really waiting for this release. It had, when I saw the trailer maybe 6 months or like a year ago, I was just like, whoa, when is this movie coming out? I need to see it, just because it just looked really dope. Super gory and violent. In addition to it was very reminiscent of like Crossed or like something like that, so it definitely had my interest. I know it's on Shudder right now, but I was partially waiting for my DVD or my Blu-ray to come, / I have plans with friends to check this out together. So I have not seen it yet, but I have really high hopes. I've heard lots of good things. Let's Stop at the Morgue by Sam Hell / A Broke House. This is like, from my understanding, their only non-erotic film, which is why it caught my interest, because I mean, to each their own, but the whole gore porn thing isn't really my thing. But this is just a straightforward slasher. It does not overstay its welcome. I actually checked this one out last night. I actually really enjoyed it. It had really good cinematography. Loved the sound in it. In addition to the story was just fun. It's just about a dude who works at a morgue and chooses his victims based on the grieving families who are there to check on their loved ones to see if they made it in there. And yeah, I really like this one. Also, funny story about this, I'm still pissed off. So I bought this movie, I ordered it, and it got delivered. I live in an apartment complex with there's like a mail room, you know what I mean? And it got delivered to the wrong mailbox, but like whoever received it never returned it to me, so I had to wait a while to actually get this because they had to resend it and everything. Sam Hell is awesome though. They didn't make me buy it again. They sent it to me again for free just because I already bought it once. Ended up being a victim of a poor circumstance of shitty neighbors. It kind of kills me because a lot of my neighbors just like bring my shit to me if it gets delivered, but these people decided to keep it. I am kind of curious if they watched it or kept it, or if they just opened it up and was like, I don't want this shit, and threw it away. Whatever though, I'm just glad that I got my copy because I was scared, because I'm just nervous about the like things going out of print before I can get them. So I'm just happy I ended up getting my hands on this. Next here I have the MK Ultra Mixtapes. I bought these from Marcus Cook or Koch, I don't know how the fuck you say his name himself. These I had just found out about them pretty recently. I heard about them from the Uneasy Terrain Explorers Club on the episode where Jonathan Doe interviews, I can't remember the guy's actual name, but his channel is Horrible Reviews. If you are interested, like, or if you're like an OG like YouTube person / like have been into the whole movie side of YouTube, movie reviews, you know Horrible Reviews. He's been at it forever.
What's up, gangsters?
I've been watching him since his like Video Nasties series, and these were recommended to him by Jonathan Doe, and they just have a lot of weird shit from them. As we know, Marcus Cook, he's like an amazing like special effects dude, but he made these weird ass mixtapes. They're just kind of collections from things, weird shit from the internet. Like we have a lot of Shay St. John on here. I can recognize Pickle Surprise here on the back of one of them, the Max Headroom incident. And lots of other stuff I'm just really interested in. Like, just look at that. I'm just going to show you the back of each one so you understand why I felt like I needed these. I just thought these would be really good to just put on the background when hanging out with friends when we're just chatting instead of actually putting on a movie yet. Just good background kind of vibes. Complete OVA or OVA Violence Jack collection has all 3 episodes on here. I have been wanting to watch this just because it sounds fucking weird and like wild. I've watched 2 out of 3 and so far I'm really digging it. It's just post-apocalyptic, like ultra-violent anime. Basically this fucking giant dude that it's questionable if he exists or if he's just kind of like an entity, comes and saves people, etc. He's always on the side of the good guys, which I really fuck with. He just comes and fucks shit up because he's like a literal giant. This is just something I've been wanting to get for a while, but like just being on sale on Amazon. That's Neon Genesis, the complete collection. I loved this show. I have yet to watch like all the movies in full, but I really like this. I'm just a sucker for like the little kids saving the world stuff on top of like, I don't know, the last episode is just fucking bizarre, as we all know, which is why they made the movies, because everybody was pissed off by the last episode. And yeah, I just wanted to own this, especially because it's on, I know it's streaming on Netflix, but like, I'm not using my own Netflix account, so I don't know when I'll get kicked off, potentially, as it goes when you're just borrowing somebody's Netflix account. So I just want to own this, have it on DVD, just so I have it. Also, just want to say, I think Shinji is a fucking bitch. I'm team anti-Shinji, just in case there's any question about it in here. Now we're getting into some of my MVD sale picks. First up, we have High Death. Terror Comes Into Focus, unrated. I picked this up because it's an anthology kind of based around like the internet, and like we've said before, I'm a sucker for anthologies. I'm a sucker for movies about the internet. Why? I don't fucking know, but there's High Death. There's one from Wild Eyes Raw and Extreme section, which is something that's really interesting to me just because when I hear the words raw and extreme, you've got my attention. I'm interested, and that is the Gore Face Killer, which was also known as the Attack of the Cock Face Killer, but they did not run with that name. Probably for obvious reasons, needless to say. And this was one I was not familiar with prior, but however, it was just the proper shitty quality. You know, I'll insert clips if I can find clips of like a trailer or something. But I had like the right shitty quality where it's not unbearable, but it's fun. So I had to pick it up. It just looked like lots of gore and just super ridiculous and fun. Another Wild Eye Raw and Extreme, and that is Beaten to a Pulp. Honestly, I couldn't really find much about this movie at all. I like came across like maybe a review, and they said it was really fucking bad, but it had its charm. I was narrowing down my selection when I was like on the site, because I was like, I shouldn't buy like $200 worth of movies. So this was a contender to be taken off the list, but there's something about that cover that just like kept me here, and I just felt like I needed it. The plot is very not there. It could be summed up in like a sentence, and that's all I could find was like a sentence on it. Basically, some dude is just delving into the seedy underground world, and there's somebody out to kill him. And yeah, this cover just did it for me. Next up, we have Return to Splatter Farm. I actually got my partner Splatter Farm, the like SOV movie, for his birthday / Christmas. So obviously we needed the sequel. Okay, and then this movie literally looks fucking terrible. It's called Doll Factory, but it was literally $2, and the trailer made me laugh my ass off when I saw it, seeing like the CGI dolls walking around. I don't even know what it's about. I had to get it when I saw that shit. Plus, I mean, it was fucking $2. Like, how can you How can you say no to that cover when it's only $2? Another wild, ironic stream, we have clickbait, which is something I can't recall if it's found footage or not. It might be. But basically this just follows some people who respond to like an online post looking for actors, and then they show up and it turns out the producer of the movie are creating their own snuff film. So naturally, internet, snuff film, yada yada yada, I had to get it. Also, the trailer just made it look really like fucking like balls to the wall, lots of action, so I grabbed it. Another wild ironic stream I have is High 8, which is an anthology film again, and it's supposed to be like capturing like the true like sleazy goodness of 80s SOV trash. So naturally this was screaming my name and I had to get it. Killer Camp Out. It just looked, I mean, look at that cover. Backwoods, like camping teen slasher involving cannibalism. So had to get it. Just looked like absolute sleazy 80s slasherness that I had to eat up. Wild ironic stream. This one caught my eye just because found footage. Basically dude like abducts and tortures and kills young pretty girls. So I mean, well, what's there not to like, right? So naturally I had to get it. It just looked fucking gross and extreme, so had to get it. This next wild ironic stream actually has kind of become like the new Megan is Missing in terms of like the internet and like TikTok and like the younger generation that is Catstick Blues. If you are on like the like horror movie / extreme side of TikTok, you have not heard anybody shut the fuck up about this. I've been wanting to watch this for a while, so I was like, what? I saw people posting about it all the time on there, and it's just super. It's supposed to be disturbing. It's about a guy whose cat dies, and it makes him descend into madness, killing people in a cat costume with his mask and claws, and then also he has a cat penis he wears. And that was all of my wild ironic streams, or wild eye in general. I kind of tried to group things together, and this one is Unearthed Films' release of Little as Hell. I also got this from the MVD sale. It is found footage. It's about people trying to make a movie with Rogerio Deodato, who actually plays himself. He's actually in the movie. If you don't know, Rogerio Deodato is the dude who started it all. He's the director of Cannibal Holocaust, what I consider to be the first found footage movie, and one of the most popular extreme movies out there, despite it not being that extreme by today's standards. Little as Hell follows a couple of filmmakers making a movie with Rogerio Deodato, since he's the dude, so they're working with him to do it. They're trying to make like a realistic horror film. However, it turns out the location they are at, there's something up with it. Possessions, all sorts of crazy shit happens. Next we have Unearthed Films' release of American Guinea Pig, Bouquet of Guts and Gore. I've been wanting to see it for a while. I finally got the chance to get it right now. I figured what's a better time than during the MVD sale when shit's like dirt cheap. This movie originally caught my interest when, not to spoil the ending, but you probably know about the ending if you know about this movie, but because like the ending scene of this movie was being misrepresented, people on the internet were taking the last scene and saying it was like a part of some dark web mixtape called Dafu Love or something like that, and it was circulating on like gore sites and shit like that.
There is this video, however, that's been circulating that's supposedly from Dafu Love, and it's nothing graphic, but it is, I guess, the beginning, more or less, scenes for what is to come in the video.
but it's literally just from this fucking movie, which is really funny to me. Because this is directed by Stephen Biro, the dude who runs Unearthed Films, with effects from Marcus Cook, the guy who did the MK Ultra tapes, and I got to watch this one the other night. I loved it. I don't know if it was supposed to be, but I thought it was fucking hilarious, and I feel like a big qualm I saw people saying about this movie as to why they didn't like it or something they could have gone without was the dialogue, but the dialogue for me is kind of what set this movie apart, because it's kind of like the behind the scenes of making a snuff film, and hearing like the director like tell them directions on what to do and stuff like that was just really silly and funny. Also, that art has always drawn me in. It's just super provocative, something about it. And yeah, it's just a perfect love letter to like the original guinea pig movies, and it kind of brought its own new twist to the kind of like torture porn genre that we see. And of course, I'm a collector, I'm a completionist, etc. So I couldn't stop with the first American Guinea Pig. I bought the whole fucking series. However, my main fucking complaint is, okay, so this is just me bitching, just saying. I have these 3 on Blu-ray. This is on DVD. My Blu-rays are separate from my DVD. So now I'm going to have to, just so it makes sense in continuity, I'm going to have to put them on my shelf with the DVD to keep the series together. But it's going to drive me fucking nuts. Anyways, we have Song of Solomon, which is the second one, which I feel like people talk about way more, at least people who aren't at least extremely immersed in the extreme talk about this one just because it's like a straightforward possession movie with amazing effects. People say the acting's terrible. I've yet to see it, so I'm not sure, but the trailer looked pretty good. I'm really excited to check this one out. I know it's streaming on Tubi right now. This one just has a lot of talk about it. People are saying shit like it's like today's generation's Exorcist, so I'm really excited. And naturally, you can't really go wrong with the effects from Marcus Cook, and then also directed by Stephen Biro. And I can't remember which of the final 2 come next, but next we have American Guinea Pig Sacrifice. If I remember correctly, this is directed by somebody else, but I don't see who off the top of my head, so we're not going to spend that much time looking at it. This one actually appeared to be the least interesting of the 4 to me, but I'm still gonna watch. I'm gonna check them all out. This one is just about a dude with lots of trauma mutilating himself, or at least that's what I gathered from it. I'm excited to check it out. Maybe it'll prove me wrong. However, I mean, the trailer left a lot to be imagined, so we'll see. Now we have the American Guinea Pig Bloodshock. This one was directed by Marcus Cook and also has effects by him. This one looked pretty cool. It's about a dude who gets like, he doesn't know how or why he got here, but he's being used for medical experiments and just being tortured. And I know some of those didn't sound that interesting, but to me, I mean, the plots of like just people being tortured or whatever doesn't really sound that awesome to me either. But after watching the first American Guinea Pig, I have really high hopes for those. I'm really excited to check them out. But next we have Atros, directed by Alex Ortega, presented by Rogerio Deodato. Graphic, gory, extreme film made in Mexico, which is really interesting. But yeah, it's about 2 serial killers who get arrested, and then we're just watching the tapes of their general debauchery of torture, paraphilia, etc. What's there not to love, am I right? Last from the MVD sale, I have Unearthed Films' release of Evil Dead Trap. I had been wanting to watch this. I actually almost bought it my last haul video when I was on my trip to Seattle for a show, but I didn't because at the FYE it was really fucking expensive. So I got it during the sale for a way better deal, and I'm really stoked about this. It looks really awesome. It's basically about a TV news employee who takes a camera out to an abandoned factory to investigate where a snuff film was filmed, and shit just happens from there. Now we're into the birthday stuff that my partner got me. Thank you. So first up we have Mockingbird. I don't really know much about this movie other than found footage. Next up we have Siren. I have not checked this out yet. I guess, well, I'm saying that now. I haven't checked out fucking most of these just because I have the time to watch 30 movies. I wish I did, but I don't. But this is, if you have seen VHS, the original one, this is a full-length movie based on the first story in the anthology film. So my love for like extreme and like horror and gore and all that fucking crazy disturbing shit transcends into my taste in other things like anime, which is something I've been delving into. And first up we have Gantz, the complete series. This shit is really weird looking, like artistically, like the art style is really odd. The cover doesn't do it justice, to be completely honest. But this is just a sci-fi, gory, sexual, hyper-violent anime. Next, we have one that I absolutely cannot wait to get into, and that is Excel Saga, which is just the most cracked out, annoying as fuck anime ever about a girl who is very poor and is being sent on missions to go do shit, but is very unsuccessful all the time, and she's super annoying and just super just like lol so random, but like in the best way you can imagine it. I basically put this on like immediately when I opened this. Is Doomed Megapolis. This is known for being like a disturbing, super violent. Basically all of these except for fucking Excel Saga are known for that kind of vibe. Basically an evil sorcerer uses its powers to like awaken like the spirit of like a guardian Tokyo or something like that. And then to save the city, occultists, scientists, and children are here in the supernatural struggle against darkness. Another OVA, Genocyber, which is also very well known amongst this genre of anime, post-apocalyptic, super violent, yada yada yada, basically a cybernetic monster. Psychic energy needs to be defeated. Two girls who hate each other must fight him because their powers combined are what can do it. Last, wrapping this up here, we have Elfen Lied, which is on any like disturbing anime list. This is like near the top. You'll always see this one come up. Basically, a girl is washed up on shore and she's unable to communicate. She's scared and alone. She's found by a couple of people. Another powerful mutant has telekinetic powers that are bad, use it for fucked up purposes. However, they share a body. I'm just really excited to get into a lot of these titles. All these are animes I've been wanting to check out. I just want to see as many Unearthed films released as I can, along with I'm really excited about the Wild Eyes just because they're just like that level of low budget that like I fuck with. And yeah, we have a lot of fun stuff to get into, so I'm really excited. And here that wraps up my May like haul / like gifts. So yeah, I got a fuck ton of movies and animes. I'll be busy for a while. I probably won't buy anything for a while because I feel like I have plenty to get me through. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, this is Ellie Looks from the Crypt. As per usual, all my links and everything like that will be listed down below. And I am out.